Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's PG-13 Hockey Man, and we're back for another tier list video. This time it's going to be the NHL home jerseys. I'm going to go through each team, and I did include Seattle. So let's just start right away. Going with Anaheim. I'm not the biggest fan of it. For me, it's a D. I like the striping pattern on the um, bottom of the sleeves, but if that could be straightened and use the Mighty Ducks logo, I think I would like it more, but this has gotten really old. Next, the Arizona Coyotes, going with the Kachina. It's an A. A lot of people love it. I like it, even though I do love their like normal branding. Um, Not the Kachina, but with the Howling Coyote. I prefer that brand better, but I know that the Kachina is amazing, and I would probably get murdered if I didn't put it up in A. All right, next, the Boston Bruins. Uh, their jerseys haven't really changed since going to Reebok. Um, I think they're pretty good. They're really simple, so I like it. It's a B. Next, Buffalo. I love the rebrand. It's an A. Going with the royal blue, and it just looks clean. Speaking of clean, got the Calgary Flames. They're going all the way up in A. I am a huge fan of the Calgary Flames decision to go full-time, going retro. Uh, Even though I love the red, yellow, black look, um, the retro is iconic. Right next, the Carolina Hurricanes. I do have a couple of gripes with this. It's good overall, but there are some changes I would like to make. If the hurricane warning striping could be black instead of a dark red, that'd look really good. And also if they included the hurricane warning flag, the shoulder patch like they do on the away jersey, that would look really good as well. All right, Chicago Blackhawks, very old team and very iconic jerseys. And I love, even though I hate Chicago, I love their jerseys. That's an A for me. Next, Colorado Avalanche. I appreciate the way that they went, the route they went when Adidas came along. Kind of keeping it modern, but also throwing it back to the 90s and the early 2000s when they won those cups. Uh, it's good. It's a B. Right next to Columbus Blue Jackets. Um, it's it's okay. I think it's pretty average, even though I love the logo and I love the cannon patch. I think the striping is a little boring a little bit. And next, the Dallas Stars. Uh, this jersey I think is really nice. I'm one that loves simplicity when it comes to hockey jerseys, and Dallas is has done a really good job. People may not like it that much, but I do. For me, it's an A. All right, the Detroit Red Wings. They've almost never changed their uniforms. They're an original six team. I don't expect them to ever change it, but it's too simple for me. I know it's iconic, but I'm gonna give them a D. I am sorry. All right, next, Edmonton Oilers. When these came out, I was a huge fan of them. But kind of over time, I've wanted them to return back to the Gretzky jerseys. I know they brought the blue one back as an alternate, but I feel like that should be their primary, not an alternate that they rarely use. But I love the simplistic look. But since it's kind of gone down, it's gonna go in the B. All right, Florida Panthers. I like what they were trying to go with when they rebranded in 2016. Um, but kind of when I go more into detail, I have more gripes about it. I don't like the shield logo. I don't like the numbers on the shoulders and the logo being on the sleeve. And and the fact that it says Panthers or Florida over the secondary logo, it's throwing me off. Um, I think that they should use the Jumping Panther logo as primary. It it's gone down for me. Next, the LA Kings. Uh, this was an alternate back in I think 2009, 2010. Uh, and they decided to make it their primary for the 2011-2012 season when they won their first Stanley Cup. It was good then. I think that with the reverse retros coming out, I think it's gone down on my list. So it's pretty average. And I'm not the biggest fan of stripes coming all the way down from the uh, collar and shoulders going all the way down the sleeve. It's average. Next, my team, the Minnesota Wild. Easy A. No bias. It is just fantastic. I love that the Wild, they went with a modern vintage. Kind of, even though we're not an original six team, we are the state of hockey, and we kind of, Minnesota is known as an old state for hockey. The striping is taken off our alternates that were from 2009 to 2017, and we just added a red stripe, and we took the M and made it the secondary. Absolutely amazing. Uh, I mean, I there are some things that I would change because I'm very nitpicky. Actually, the only thing I would change is to put uh, that red stripe also in the middle. But Minnesota has done an excellent job. Next, the Montreal Canadiens. Easy A. The oldest team in the league, and their jerseys never really change. And it's a good reason why, because these home jerseys for Montreal are amazing. And now we're going to go on the opposite end of the spectrum with the Nashville Predators. That's an F. When these came out, I was very disappointed in Nashville. That is way too much yellow, and there's almost no design. And I also don't like the fact that the shoulder patch is only on the right shoulder and not on both. Right next, the New Jersey Devils. When these came out, I was actually a fan of them. But New Jersey has always been pretty simple. Um, like the Marty Brodeur jerseys even are the most simple of all time. And it's like the standard style, I guess. But the way that they incorporated almost every part of their history from multiple different clubs and made it look good. I'm gonna throw it up in B. I think it's a low B though. Next, New York Islanders. As a jersey itself, it's really good, but as a uniform, the socks don't match. But this is only for jerseys. Um, so I think in terms of just the jerseys, it's a B. Next, New York Rangers. Another old team, original six, and it reminds me of high school hockey, and I absolutely love it. I know y'all might hate this, but I'm throwing it up in A. Um, and my rival school, or my former rival school, I should say, because I transferred. The Simley Spartans use that exact same, but just use their logo on it. Simley's unoriginal, but the New York Rangers are, because these jerseys are actually from the 1960 Team USA Olympic team with Herb Brooks. So I absolutely love it. Next, the Ottawa Senators. Um, I've said in the last one, I'm not a big fan of their rebrand going back to the 2D logo, but these jerseys are pretty sick. So they're a high B for me. They're not an A because I don't like their logo. Next, Philadelphia Flyers. These jerseys are definitely their best, but I know they're not going to change, and they're pretty average in my opinion. So I'm going to throw them in C. Next, Pittsburgh Penguins. The Lemieux jerseys, well, I guess now the Crosby jerseys. Uh, they're they're good. Um, but but the striping on the sleeves doesn't match the bottom of the jersey. I'm very nitpicky, and I guess there's a lot of things I would do with Pittsburgh, I guess. So I'll put them in B. Next, Seattle Kraken. Making a huge impact coming into the league, just absolutely teasing us so much. But I think it was well worth the wait. And not using white on any part of their home jersey, I think in this case it works because they have, I guess, three-tone blue, and using their brightest blue is kind of filling in that gap for the white. And this one, the sleeves do match the bottom of the jersey. It's just inversed. So for that, and just being really smart with their branding, it's going to go all the way up in A. Next is San Jose Sharks. They're I think it's a little too basic for San Jose. I would much prefer their retro uniforms from the early 90s, or just make a modern variation of that with their current logo or their new logos, like their alternates or whatever. Um, it's it's okay. I actually don't really like it as much. It's a D. Next, St. Louis Blues. I was actually more of a fan of their jerseys in the Reebok form when they had the gold numbers as opposed to the white. But since the striping on the bottom of the jersey, the white and the yellow are separated, but on the shoulders it's connected. The very nitpicky for me. It's going to go in C for that. Next, Tampa Bay Lightning. This I think is a lot of people have saying they're copying Toronto. I can see where they're coming from because Toronto uses royal blue and the stripes, or the double stripe, I guess. But Tampa could probably go back to their 04 unis or update those. I've gotten pretty tired of these jerseys. They've gotten way too, they're just so plain. That's an F for me. Next, Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, just the jersey itself, um, the sleeves doesn't match the bottom of the jersey, but going with the uniform, everything matches because the sleeves match the socks and the bottom of the jersey matches the pants because the Breezers also have the one stripe. Even though I shouldn't take that into consideration, I am going to. And also, I absolutely love their new logo. So for that, I'm going to put them in C. All right, next, the Vancouver Canucks. They finally took off Vancouver going off the top, and I'm a big fan of that. But I guess I'm not a big fan of them using the white variation of the rink and stick logo. I think they could have stuck with the dark variation of the patch on their dark jersey and gone with the white on their white. I think that would look really cool. So I think it's pretty average for me. All right, the Vegas Golden Knights. I love what Vegas has done with their uniforms, except their reverse retro because they haven't been in the league for that long. But in their home jersey, uh, the one red stripe might throw some people off, but I'm one that appreciates it. And they're kind of going with, they're trying to do the inverse on the bottom of the jersey as with the sleeves, but I think it works without putting the red on the bottom of the jersey. So for that, I'm sticking it up with A. It's like Seattle kind of did what they did. Our next, Washington Capitals. I wish that they rebranded and used the Eagle logo with the Capitol building, but just sticking with this, it's gotten way too old. They're a very low D for me. I'm tempted to put them in F. And lastly, the Winnipeg Jets. I prefer their home jersey over their away jersey. But these jerseys are really nice. I'll put them in B. They're there. All right. Leave a comment. You can tell me what you think. Um, Again, this is just personal opinion. I plan to do the away jerseys next and then finish with the alternates. And the goal horn request form will be open this Monday, June 7th, noon Central Time. So hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.